Hey y'all, Justin with Kayak Catfish. Today I'm out on Melton Hill Reservoir and I'm going to do some ultralight fishing today. I've got my ultralight rod, I've got some 1/64 ounce jig heads and these little 1-inch Berkeley Gulp minnows that I like so much. And today I'm just going to be back here in this creek that I'm in and just casting at down trees, along this riprap here behind me, and just various places down through here, and just catch whatever we can catch. You know, I know most of you tune in to see my catfishing videos, but here lately I have stunk it up out there. The last few trips I have not done any good at all. I actually went out yesterday, I was on the water 5 hours, got one bite from a fish that was about as big as my bait that I was using, so I have had a hard time catfishing lately. So today I'm going to get out here and do some fun fishing. Just go out here and catch whatever I can catch on this ultralight rod and 2-pound test line, because let's face it, anything on an ultralight rod is fun to catch. So I'm gonna get started and hopefully we're gonna put some fish in this thing. There we go. There's a fish on. Looks like it might be a little better one too. There he is. Come on in here, buddy. There he is. So a little 1-inch gulp minnow there, a little bass to go with it. I was just making my way down this shoreline here in this creek channel. I'm using my bow mount motor. I'm in the new canoe today. Still haven't sold it yet, but I launched out of a place there on Melton Hill that had a boat ramp, so very easy, even with the heavy weight of this kayak, to just back it right up to the water and launch it. So like right now, I finally caught a fish coming down the shoreline, so I'm going to hit the spotlight feature. And I'm just going to let this thing hold me in place, and I'm going to make a few more casts there along that stump where I just caught that fish. You know, there's a lot of people that'll tell you a pedal kayak, and I fish out of a pedal kayak in my Hobie Outback. They'll tell you that it's hands-free fishing. Really, it's not, because you got to steer. You have a rudder handle that you have to steer with even when you're operating the pedals. This right here, hitting this spotlight feature, letting the motor hold the kayak in place, that's hands-free fishing. And what's even better about this kayak, as you can see this seat here, I'm spun toward the shoreline so I can face it head on. Makes it a lot more comfortable when you're fishing. There's a fish. Snuck up on me there. Little bluegill. Fishing today has been slow thus far. I've been out here about 30 minutes. The bluegill there. I've been out here about 30 minutes now, and that's the second fish I got. That one and that little bass, and it's just been kind of a dud. This creek's got some good color to it. Actually, we've had quite a bit of rain here lately, and the main channel out here is really muddy. But back here in this creek, it's actually started to clear up a little bit. So I thought, with the watercolor the way it is, I might get a little better action back in here. Water is also a degree warmer where I'm at now than what it was out on the main channel also. So I thought a little bit warmer water, a little bit better watercolor, I'd get on some more fish back here, but that hasn't been the case just yet. But we're going to keep making our way down through here. There he is. Oh, that's a little smallmouth right there. That is a smallmouth. Decent fish too. The bend he's putting in that rod. Very cool. Like I said, this is where this bow mount motor with the spot lock, this is where it shines, because I can sit right here in this one spot and just focus on this fish. It is a decent fish too. Go, look at that. Telling y'all, I've mentioned it in other videos, but you know, these little 1-inch gulp minnows, they don't just catch the small ones. Get a measurement on him here. Not want to close his mouth. He's about right at 14. Pretty fish though. These smallmouth, I wish I was better at catching them, because they are beautiful fish. Let's let him go. See you, buddy. He's gone. Fish on. He popped it, buddy. Let's see what we got here. That's a little bluegill. I really expected it to wear the bluegill out today, but that has just not been the case. At least not yet, anyway. There we go. Fish on. I went to pick up on it, and it was just heavy. I never felt him hit. The bluegill. I mean, it was just a light bite. If I hadn't picked up on it, I wouldn't have known he was there. Pretty thing. It's got some purple and some pink on him. Let's let him go. Fish on. Didn't feel that one either. I just saw my line moving. Bluegill. These fish are just not real aggressive today. Probably because of the water temperature. I thought it was going to be a little warmer back here than what it has been. It's actually, I've moved farther back in this creek. It's 54 degrees back in here. 51 in the main channel, so about 3 degrees warmer. Look at him, look at the yellow on him. But I was thinking it might be more, 56, 58 degrees back in here. And truth be told, if the sun was to pop out, it probably would heat it up a little more. It's just, it stayed cloudy all day long, so I haven't really had a break in it. Again. They are just light biting it right now. If I didn't see my line moving, I wouldn't have known. It's good to be on some fish, though. I don't know if you can see on the camera with the angle, there's just two old cedar trees coming off into the water here, and I'm basically just casting my jig right between them and just letting it fall all the way down. I'm not even moving it until it hits bottom. Fish on. Fish on. Fishy, fishy. Oh, looky here. Looky here. Oh, buddy, that's a nice crappie right there. Get on in here. That is a good one. Right off the end of this tree right here. Look at that beast. Come on in here. Oh, got my 2-pound line. Oh, he popped it right off at the kayak. Oh, man. Man. That was a solid 12-inch crappie right there. Spit the hook right at the kayak. Dang. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move off this tree a little bit and set my spot lock. And we're gonna get after him again. Fish on. Let's see what we got here. Got to look at him yet. Oh yeah, it's another crappie. Let's see if I can actually land this one. This one ain't quite as big as the other one, but he's a good size one. Look at that. Look at that right there, buddy. Nice crappie. Let's measure him. One is 11 inches right there. Said he ain't as big as that other one I lost, but that's a dang good crappie right there off the edge of that tree. Let's let him go. I'm gonna make several more casts in there. Got one on right there. Never felt him hit, just saw my line swimming. Oh, that's a bass. That is a bass right there. Largemouth. I'm just letting that motor do its thing, man. Got the spot lock on, it's holding me in place. I just get to fight this fish. There, Mr. Largemouth. You aren't the crappie I was throwing in there for, but I will gladly catch you. Look at that. Little chunk, buddy. It's measuring. It's about 13 and a half. Not bad. Let's let him go. See you, buddy. Go tell them crappie I want to catch some more. This wind is playing havoc on me. It keeps hitting from different directions. 1 minute it's coming this way, the next it's coming this way. The motor's doing awesome, just holding me in place. I just have to keep spinning the seat around, which is one of the perks of this thing. So I can just turn and get comfortable and fish in the direction I need to. But you can see off this tree here, there's all this dead weeds and gunk here. It's making it real hard to fish because my line catches on top of those weeds and it stops and it's not falling down any further. And every time I go to reel in, I got that right there on the line. I'm inclined to believe if all this dead weeds and whatnot wasn't floating on the surface, I could be catching a lot more fish off this tree. I'm gonna keep trying though. Got fish on right there. Fish on right there. Let's see what we got. That's a little bluegill. There's another right here behind me. There's another tree that comes out. And again, I'm just throwing my jig, just letting it fall right down in them branches. Bluegill. But that's how you got to do. If you're not throwing in that thick stuff and these brush piles and trees, you just ain't gonna catch the fish. So that's just one of the downfalls, one of the hazards of it. You're gonna go through some jigs, but fish on right there. Tell you what, these bluegill, buddy, they are not aggressive today. They are just barely biting it. Let me show you all what I'm talking about here. So when you put your jig body on your jig head, it needs to be perfectly straight. Having it on there straight, when it falls through the water, it's going to kind of go horizontally down like a natural fall down through there. If you've got it on there crooked, it's going to want to spin on the way down and you're not going to catch near as many fish. So always make sure, just take that extra second and make sure that you got it lined up on there just right. Fish. There you come. Start to reel it in and you hit it. It's a thick one right here. It is a thick one. It's got some shoulders on him. Look at that. On the board here. I don't know if he'll go 8 inches or not. About 7.5. Still, nice bluegill though. Fish on. Don't look at him yet. Oh, that's crappie. Oh, there was one with him too. There was one with him. He comes swimming right up to the kayak beside him. Look here. A little bit smaller one there. Just measuring here. Yeah, it's about 9.5 on that one. I'll throw right back in there though. I don't know if you can see it right here behind me. That's what he came off of. He had that friend that come right up there with him. There's another one. Old paper mouth. That's just how it goes, y'all. I mean, I've been throwing at these trees down through here all afternoon, and you'll go 20 or 30 trees, nothing will be on it, and then you'll get on one, and you'll just find a school of them. I don't know why they choose the trees that they do, but once you find them, just a matter of just sitting there and just picking them off. There he is. Tell you what, this is fun. I love me some ultralight fishing. When you get out here with ultralight rod, 2-pound test line, fish like this, I mean, they fight hard. Another one, probably about the same size as the other. That one is about 10 1/4 right there. I don't ever keep crappie. I think out here, I think they got to be 10 inches out here. So that'd be a keeper. We're gonna let him go. Saw my line flinch. There's another one. And these crappie are stacked up off this tree. There we go. Lost my jig, buddy. Some beautiful fish, aren't they? See you, pal. Now I know inevitably somebody's going to ask me what color Gulp minnow I'm using today. This is an emerald shiner color that I'm using, but honestly, y'all, I don't put a big emphasis on color. I like natural colors, your greens, your browns, your shad colors. That's what I'm throwing all the time. I'm not one of those people that carries 112 different colors. I'm a believer in buck parry. Control your depth, control your speed, and fish are going to get in the way. That's what I believe in. So color is just way down on the scale of list of important things with me. So, but I know somebody's inevitably going to ask me when I'm buying these Gulp minnows. I buy them off Amazon because usually that's where it's cheaper when you factor in shipping and whatnot. There's almost always one color on there that's cheaper than the rest. Whatever that cheapest color is, that's the one I get when I place my order. Yes. Tell you what, I'd love to hook into another one like I lost down there off that other tree in the back of this creek. These right here are fun to catch. Let's put him on there. That one is right at 10 inches as well. Fish on. Let's see what we got. Oh, another little crappie. They're all in that tree, buddy. Another little one. I tell you, they're just stacked up in there. I'm either catching a fish or losing a jig every time. I tell you what, y'all, when you buy your jig heads, buy them in bulk because you're going to go through them, and that's just, that's just how it is. You got to throw down in through those thick brush piles and branches like that. Because, like I said, if it makes it through there and you don't get hung, you're probably going to catch a fish, but you're going to get hung a lot too. So jig heads are cheap, memories are priceless. That's what I say. A little bigger one right there. Come on in here, good buddy. Let's see what we got there. It's about 9.5. Wasn't as big as I thought. Let's let him go. Oh, that's a bluegill right there. Another thick bluegill too. Look at that, buddy. Might be the biggest one of the day. Oh. come here now. You come here now. Quit that. Let's measure you one time. Alright. 8 inches. About, well, 8 1/4. He's a thick one though. Look at that. Look at the shoulders on him. Beautiful fish. Well, get on out of here then. Some of these fish are just camera shy, I guess. That's alright. Oh, he thumped that. Oh, he's got me wrapped up. There he comes. Got me wrapped up in a branch for a second. It's always scary getting wrapped up in a branch when you got 2-pound test line, because there ain't a lot of give. That one is about 11 inches on the line right there. Another good one. Let's let him go. Get some more of them. Another crappie, as they say in North Carolina. Come on in here. I'll tell you what, y'all, I come out here earlier today, and for the first, I don't know, hour or two I was out here, I mean, the bite was dead. I mean, I just couldn't find any fish. I'd catch one, move 100 yards, catch another, I'd move to the back of the creek, catch another, and I just kept moving, kept covering water, kept throwing at things, and eventually you come across a tree like this that's just stacked full of fish. So mission accomplished today, but I'm not done yet. They had kind of stopped hitting the jig on the fall like I was catching them when I first got on this tree. So I just switched up my game a little bit, and I just started just a steady retrieve, just slow and steady. Started catching them again. Sometimes that's all it takes, is just changing your presentation just a little bit, and you'll start catching them. There he is. Oh, come here now. All right. That's a little decent one there. Let's measure that. Another 11 incher. Fun times. All that gunk that was on the water in the back of that creek has made it out here to where I'm at now. It's making it difficult to get a decent cast in. There we go. There, come on in here now. Another little one, but they have fun fight on this ultralight. Alright, y'all, I am finishing up on what has been a fun afternoon. Fun fact about today, it's actually my birthday, and I can't think of a better way to have spent it than out here on the water, catching some fish, and doing what I love to do. And I had a great time doing it, and got on some fish. The first couple hours out here, it was sporadic and slow, but once I found them crappie, it was on. And fishing out of this kayak, I don't want to sound like that used car salesman in the plaid sport jacket, but man, that bow mount motor with the spot lock, I'm gonna tell you, this thing is a chore to get on and off the water if you don't have a boat ramp to launch from. But man, on the water, I mean, I'd roll along till I caught a fish, hit the spot lock, and just adjust the seat till face wherever the action was, and sit there and fish. Didn't have to touch a paddle, don't have no pedals to fool with. I mean, it's truly hands-free fishing, and I hope it's going to make a good boat for one of you all if one of you all end up buying it. But man, what a fun day though, catching all those crappie. I don't know how many I ended up with. It was 20, 30, somewhere in that range. I'll have to look at the video and review it. But I hope some of you all will give this style of fishing a chance this year. I know a lot of people are kind of against it. It's all ultralight fishing, nobody's going to catch anything big on that, but it's a lot of fun, and it's very simple, minimal equipment. And the cool thing is even if you're catching small fish on an ultralight rod and 2-pound test line, they all pull hard, they all fight hard, and it's just a good time. So I hope some of y'all will give it a chance this year and go out. And if you're new to fishing and you've come across this video, this is a great way to start out. I mean, it's a very minimal upfront cost. You just need a ultralight rod, which I do recommend getting a quality rod, something that you can feel a light bite with. I mean, today, for instance, those bluegill were very inactive, and I would see my line moving, or I'd go to pick up on my jig and I'd feel the weight. I mean, I did not feel their bites at all. So you want a sensitive rod, so you're going to have to pay a little more for that. But otherwise, though, get you some 2-pound line and some jig heads and some little gulp minnows, or any small plastic. For me, when I'm out here doing this ultralight fishing, this right here is what I carry. I've got a small box of assorted jig head sizes. Today I was using a 1/64 ounce jig head with a number 8 hook, but I keep a few different sizes in here, some split shots, some floats, and that's all you need, that and some plastics, and you're good to go. So there's not a lot of tackle required, not a lot of upfront costs. So if you're new to fishing, or you just want to go out and have a good time and not have to think about what you're doing, I mean, it don't get any simpler than this, than just going along the shoreline and casting invisible objects, because that's all I do when I do this. I'm hitting down trees, stumps, brush piles, docks, just whatever I come across. And you make your way along through there and cover enough water, you're going to catch some fish. So hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.